Hello there, comic book fans. Back from the comic book store a little early this week, and it was one of those weeks when I blew the majority of my budget for the week on comics. Mostly because the Invincible Ultimate Collection number 10 is out, which is a $40 book. Let's see, what does it say there? Whoops. $40 book minus, I don't know, I think I get 20% off these or something like that, or 20 or 25% off. But I think it was a $35 book to me. But I just 2 weeks ago I got the first issue of Invincible on my pull list, the actual comic, not the Ultimate Collection. This comes right before that. This is issues, what did it say? 109 to 120. I think I got, well actually I'm missing a few issues then, because I think it was 124 was the one that I started with in my collection. I'll see if I can track down 121, 122, and 123. But like this one, I just plain decided I wanted to start collecting this one in single issues rather than these big oversized stuff. I've got 10 of them, but I love these. These oversized Image Ultimate collections are very nice. The artwork's printed nice and big. You get 12 issues for, 12 issues for $40. Isn't too bad to begin with. Plus, there's usually back matter. Let's see here. I see green pages where you get all sorts of sketches and alternate covers and stuff like that. If you ever want to start reading Invincible, these are nice volumes. Plus, they have trade paperbacks. It's an excellent series from top to bottom. So check it out sometime. And along with this, what did it cost me? $62. Altogether was my bill this week. I also threw in a couple of comics that I wasn't planning on buying, but I'm standing there. This happens to me when I'm standing there buying. I'm already spending a whole bunch of money, already. I'm like, may as well throw these other two comics on. So that's what I did. Now I'll show you them. And we'll start with Paper Girls number 2. Once again, wasn't even planning on buying this. I bought Paper Girls number 1, and it was okay. It didn't really grab me. I thought it was decent. I didn't put number 2 on my pull list, but they had a copy at the store sitting there, and it's only a $2.99 book, so I was like, you know what? I'll get issue number 2 just for the heck of it. I was already spending $56. May as well spend $62. That's no recipe for keeping more dollars in your pocket, but sometimes if $56 is already leaving your pocket, $62 isn't so bad. And the next one I got that I wasn't planning on getting was The Saints number 2. Once again, I liked the first issue well enough. I was on the fence about getting the second issue. I couldn't even remember if I put it on my pull list or not. But not. But then I saw the issue sitting there, and I was like, all right, we'll give it a try. The first issue, I actually liked the first issue of this better than I liked the first issue of Paper Girls. Artwork's interesting. Artwork is less brown than last issue. About a bunch of people who turns out they're somehow old-time Christian saints, and there's someone going around killing them. So we'll see what happens with issue 2. Like I said, issue 1 was all right. I kind of liked it. Couldn't decide if I was going to put it on my pull list or not, and I guess I decided not to, but then it was there, so I was like, all right, I'm getting it, and here it is. I'll let you know how issue 2 is. And here we go with Velvet, the Man Who Stole the World. That's the name of this storyline. Number 12, I think this might be my favorite comic right now. I'm very excited to read this issue and see what happens. It's a late 60s, early 70s spy story. This woman, Velvet, was framed as a traitor, and now she's going around trying to stay alive and figure out who trained her. Just so well drawn, so well written, so well covered. Velvet is a favorite. If you're not picking up Velvet, start picking up Velvet because it's really good. And after that, we've got Lazarus, issue number 20. Wow, 20 issues of Lazarus. This, just in the recent months, this one has really picked up in terms of plot and action. There was a lot of political intrigue going on for the first year and a half of this book. And then it turned into a shooting war. So now we got shooting war stuff going on. That just struck me. I don't know if Velvet and Lazarus have ever come out in the same week before. They're both female lead books that are kind of militaristic. Velvet more militaristic than, Lazarus more militaristic than Velvet. I guess spy stories are pretty militaristic too, but it just struck me as strange because they're kind of nothing alike but have similarities, and I just don't know that I've ever noticed them come out in the same week before. But anyway, Lazarus has been a good book. I'd put it just slightly below Velvet, though recently Lazarus has really risen up with its plot-driven stories. So both of them are very good. Check out Lazarus if you get a chance. And now we've got the always reliable Stray Bullets, Sunshine and Roses, issue 9. Last issue was, wow, really a tough one. There's our two lead characters right there who are... She's kind of a bad influence criminal type, and he's kind of, with a heart of gold, and he's just your everyday Joe who falls for her, and she's like, why are you falling for me? I'm nothing but trouble. And if someone ever says to you, why are you falling for me? I'm nothing but trouble, they're not being self-deprecating, they're being honest. Run away, which is what he should have done, but he never did. Last issue was especially harsh. It was about one of their Kretsch, was that his name? One of their partners in crime, who was just a nasty piece of work, and he spent the whole issue wandering around trying to figure out stuff, and oh my goodness, it was just such a mean ending. But that's what Stray Bullets is. It's kind of a walk on the mean side of life, but it's very, very good. So give Stray Bullets a look. And then we've got Rasputin. This story has been taking place in his lifetime, back in the early 1900s, and his death during the Russian Revolution. There we go, Petrograd. And during current times, where he somehow lived to current times and used his miraculous healing powers to change history. And a couple issues ago, he saved JFK from assassination. We still are not quite sure how that affects our modern world in this story, but the art is spectacular. The story is kind of interesting. It's a little historical, a little historical fiction, a little current fiction. Book I'm very much enjoying, Rasputin. And the last comic I got this week is the extra thick $5 Monstrous by Majori Liu and Sana Takeda. The artwork is quite elaborate and intricate and decorative. I've heard someone say this is about a woman who controls a robot with her mind. I have no idea what it's about. There's a nice double page. I ordered the first issue, a month ago, and I read the description. I think there was some sort of preview of this somewhere too. Art's looking a little brown to me, as well as decorative. But I have no idea what this is going to be. Look at that. I just noticed that right there. We've got a ding in our staple. I guess the large size of this is putting stress on the spine. Comics. They're like that. But anyway, I like that cover. Monstrous. We'll see if it's any good. And I'll let you know if it is. Oh, and I stopped at the office store today to get some more Sharpies for my ASMR drawings. I've been using this stainless steel Sharpie for that, which is just one of these Sharpies in sort of a stainless steel barrel. But for some reason, they don't have refills for it anymore. I'll have to order them off of Amazon or something. But instead I said, may as well, since I was at the store, I may as well get some of the regular disposable Sharpies. Not that these aren't disposable, because it's, let me open this up. All it is, I mean, that's what you throw out, which is pretty much a marker. And this is just a hollow handle that holds the Sharpie. But I kind of like this stainless steel barrel. For no reason other than it's fancy and shiny. But got some regular old Sharpies. And finally we'll give you a look at some of my art here. This is some more of my faux comic book covers I came up with. Love, Love. With their Love t-shirts. I guess it's a takeoff on romance comics. These are actually ink and marker and watercolor. Her dress and such is done with a Copic marker. The background blue there is watercolor. Same with him. Just kind of my take on figurative romance. God, I somehow turned my message tee strips into love comic covers. I'm not sure how that worked, but that's how I started working on it. This drawing is actually one I used for one of my message tee comic strips. This one is new for that exact cover, but that's I don't know. Sometimes ideas just pop in your head and you have to do them. There's the whole trade dress and the. I gotta tell you, that Love Love logo took a long time to get those letter forms just right. I could go off on how comic book logos are terrible these days. They're just a font, but I won't. I wish DC seems to put the most work into its logos. They really do a good job. Other companies, a lot of times, the logo is just a font, and I'm like, comic book logo should be recognizable, like Spider-Man's. But anyway, I go on and on. There's a little look at some of my artwork. You guys have a good week out there.